Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoa. Making sure we good in these streets. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Look, it's a good thing when I could turn on the live and I look at the chat. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on, give me a second, guys. It's a beautiful thing when I could turn on the live and I look in the chat and there's my peoples in here already. I'm running a couple minutes late. Well, like, what time is it? 2 minutes late, but we here. We had to get everything set up and put my contacts on. Well, not contacts, but these are just for the light. Is my audio good? Is my audio good? We here. We here. We are here. Man, it feels good to be in front of you guys. What up? What up? What up? What up to the chat? Hey, y'all here early. I appreciate it. How many of y'all work today? How many of y'all work today? Let me know. If you in here, hit us a like and let us know where you at, and let us know if you work today, because I worked today. I had 150 stops, and we had to knock it out. We had to, we had to be on the live at 8:45 Central. So we had some moving and shaking to do. Nick, what's up, Nick? He said I misdelivered a package today. Can't remember the last time I did that. I almost misdelivered one yesterday, but I'm glad you caught it. Wait, you actually misdelivered it. Okay. So you was able to recover it today, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, man. Sometimes I was going to 9603, and I don't know why the whole time I'm thinking it was going to 9602. So I looked at this stop all day because I didn't pass it up all day, but I looked at it, I was planning on when I was gonna hit it, right? Because it's like right in the middle of my route. And so when I park, I get out, and the whole time I'm thinking in my mind, it was 9602, and it was actually 9603. That was kind of crazy, but I caught it. I caught it. MN Scout Dad, what's good? I saw the light. What's good? Mr. Pena, what's good? Audio good? Look, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all looking out for me. And we gon' get started. Y'all see the title. I don't have it on the screen, but I have it on the thumbnail. And we gotta talk about this, y'all. We gotta talk about this. Oh, you just got home? Yeah, I probably got here about 7:45. Got here about 7:45, maybe 7:50, and I seen what I had. I said, okay, well, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I just had to make sure we get it cracking. But I had a little time. I had a little extra time. And that's one. You know what? We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. All right. Breakdown Media, we up. And we are live. We are live.
Breakdown Media.
What up, Bomb Squad? What is up? I appreciate every one of you for being here. It's an honor for me to be in front of you guys. What I was going to say a few minutes ago is that I pushed all day to make sure I can get here on time. I made sure I made the proper adjustments throughout the day. I had it planned out well, right? And I get ahead of time, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys do this. Well, once I get ahead of time and I see like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna make it. I'm a little ahead. We start to relax a little bit. Well, I'm guilty of that today, because once I got back to the building, I said, oh man, I'm running pretty good, And so, I started like relaxing, not moving slow, but just like knowing I'll make it. And so, like, how many of you guys do the same thing? Because I find myself doing it. I don't do it on purpose, but it just so happened to happen. And, I pushed all day, like I said, but yeah, I'm guilty of it. I'll be the first to say I'm guilty of it. All right. So that's what happened today. Had 151 stops. We knocked it out, and it was all good. I have a customer. They starting to get a whole bunch of like computers and stuff. Like it's a lot. I mean, they do it's HP actually, and they do a lot of repairs at this facility. So they've been getting a lot of warranty repairs, and so it's been a lot like repairs and the supplies to make the repair. So yesterday they had 50 boxes. Today they had 26 boxes. But we got it done. But man, yeah, I don't really be having stops with that many pieces. But my old route I used to, but this route not so much. But we worked it out. We worked it out. All right, thank you everybody for showing up. I scheduled it yesterday, so let you guys know like ahead of time we were gonna be here. So but thanks to everybody for being. I'm just adjusting my stuff. All right. So memberships. We got the memberships opened up, and I'm running a promo for the memberships, right? If any of you interested in the memberships, it's in the description of this video. So if you want to check it out, check out the perks, get more information, it's in the description of this video. Click on it. We have 4 tiers, right? We have 4 tiers, and each tier, it'll let you know what the perks are. And the lowest tier is 99 cents a month. Now, I'm running a promo, a 48-hour promo. If you sign up for the second tier, it's $4.99 a month, right? But you sign up for that tier, a membership, I will throw in a bricked out shirt. So we have black, brown, and white. So once you sign up for the second tier, let me know, right? Send me an email with your address, and I'll send you over a shirt. The shirt retails for $20, right? I'll send it to you free of charge. You sign up for the second tier. We're gonna run that for 48 hours. So we're gonna run it through Friday night. And we're probably gonna be back here on Friday night. We'll let y'all know when it's about to be over. But if you sign up for that second tier, like I said, it's $4.99 a month. They have some perks on there. Check out the perks. And you sign up for that in the next 48 hours, I will throw in a bricked out tee, whatever size you need. We'll send it over to you within 2 days. So let me know. All right. Check out those perks. Maybe next week we might run some specials for the hoodies, but for now, we're running specials for the tees for the second tier of the memberships. All right. We got Waterloo tonight, and I have a Celsius right here. Not sure I'm gonna touch the Celsius, but we have it on deck. But y'all see this title. I'm not sure if y'all seen this story yet, but we're gonna talk about this story. I have the news video, and it's rather disturbing. I just warn you guys right now, right? It's rather disturbing, and we're gonna talk about it. That's the title right there. All right. 2 men accused of beating a UPS driver over a package. Right. I was going to share a story with you guys after we cover this story, but I think I'm going to go ahead and share it right now. Okay. Thanks for being here again. All right. And thank you for the likes. We appreciate it. So, UPS has this technology, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know, the My Choice, right? Where you can sign up, you can change delivery preferences for your packages and stuff like that, change your address and stuff like that, right? So for your My Choice. So if you have a package coming, it'll let you know, hey, the window in which it might be delivered, it may or may not be wrong, or you can change locations or get it rerouted. You can even track it. Okay. And so this technology was rolled out as far as the tracking the package. You basically tracking the truck, which our diet is linked to the truck, which that's how it tracks the package that you have on the truck, or at least it's supposed to be on the truck, right? And so this technology was rolled out a few years ago. I had a couple times where a customer would track me down on the road and say, hey, look, you have a package for me. I just tracked it. I seen you around the corner and then they just pull up, right? So that happened twice before yesterday, because it happened to me on yesterday, and it caught me off guard. It really did, because I was not expecting it. So I make a delivery at a commercial stop. I get back into my truck, right? And I'm in my seat. As I'm putting on my seatbelt, this gentleman comes up to my left side. He walks up and said, "Hey, excuse me." And I'm like, "Hey, how can I help you?" Like, you can't be running up on me like that, you know? Like, what's up? How you doing? Oh man, sorry to bother you. I don't want to sound crazy or anything, but you have my package. I said, "Oh, really? I do? Do I? I mean, I guess you telling me what I have, which I mean, I know what I have, but I'm like, all right, well, what's up? So, you have ID?" He was going play golf, and those were his golf clubs. And so he needed the golf clubs because he didn't want to go back home. So he told me his address, which I verified with his driver's license and his name. And I seen in my diet, I had the package supposedly. And so I went and checked, and I was able to deliver him his package so he wouldn't have to be waiting, because I don't hit that neighborhood until, and this was like 11:30, 11:35 in the morning yesterday. So I wasn't gonna hit his neighborhood probably till about 5:30 in the evening. So, he won a little bit. So I delivered his clubs, and I said, "Hey man, good luck on the course." You know, he signed and everything. We good. I understand the technology advancement that companies do. I get it, right? But at the same time, I said this from day one. I think that's a security hazard, because if you're a driver, I mean, even if you're just a regular civilian, people running up on you in public, it's like you don't know what's going on. You don't know what they're up to. You don't know. And so he caught me off guard. And some other times it's happened, not people looking for packages, but just people who say, "Hey, do you know how I get over here?" or "Hey, where is this address at?" Or, stuff like that. So if you a driver or you just a regular person, it doesn't matter. People run up on you in public. It's kind of weird, so you almost immediately you're on guard, and you're wondering like, hey, what they want, because you never really know what's going on with people. So um that was that. And it was cool because I got the stop off, and I think it was signature required ultimately, but he probably wasn't going to be home. But yeah, so I mentioned that story because this happened just yesterday. It hasn't happened to me in a long time where a customer tracked me down. So it's not that I don't like the the technology, but I just think it's a security hazard, because we over here trying to work, and it happens all the time where drivers get robbed and attempted robbery and all of that stuff. And so it's kind of odd or ironic, I can say, that happened to me yesterday, and I found this story yesterday, right? So we're gonna go over it. We're gonna go over it. All right. All right. Let's jump in the chat before we start our story here. I got 9.42 hours. Yeah, I think I got just around that much. Yeah, yeah. 152 stops. Yeah, it is a perfect day. Yeah. Okay, so you had 230. I think I had like 151, and my pieces was like 250 maybe, somewhere around there. All right, Nate. So you recovered the package and you left it at the door. Oh, you left it next. Oh, okay, okay. So you recovered it. You accidentally left it next door. I got you. I got you. Okay, so the Alexander is my alter ego account. Every now and then he'll be in here. Checking things out. So yeah, be nice. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. All right. All right, Nick. Peace out. Have a good night, bro. Thanks for the support. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, Nick. All right. Let's go ahead and get to this story, guys. Let's do a little deep dive on our story. All right, here we go. Let's see what's happening. All right, I'm gonna warn you guys. It might be a little disturbing, but we'll get through it. Let's go.
A UPS driver followed and beaten. It happened last month in Whitehaven, and tonight 2 men are in jail facing multiple charges. That's where we find our Shay Simon. And Shay, you found out this was all over a package that was...
Hold on, let's back up a little bit. These guys, they look like brothers. Are they brothers? Let's see.
Multiple charges.
These guys look like brothers. I know they had different last names, but I don't know. They kind of resemble, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right, let's keep going.
That's where we find our Shay Simon. And Shay, you found out this was all over a package that was set to be delivered that day.
All right, so let's make sure we're following this right, okay? So she said a package that was set to be delivered that day. Okay, so we want to make sure we're getting all the details here. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie. So the driver was about a block away from where that package was set to be delivered. So the question tonight is, what was inside of that box? What was getting delivered? Well, we went to the home and no one answered. We also reached out to MPD and have not gotten a response.
All right, so for context, this was in Memphis, Tennessee. Just want to make sure we get the right location here. Let's go.
It's a quiet Monday in this Whitehaven neighborhood, but this report, tracked down by your news leader, tells a different story. Memphis police say Martez Rogers and Major Hunt are now charged with allegedly beating a UPS driver on his route on Hancock Drive. The package was set to be delivered on Goodhaven, half a mile away. But before the driver could make it there, police say he was blocked in, pistol whipped, and strangled as the 2 men demanded the package.
It's one of those things where,
All right, so let's make sure we have all the details here. So the package never made it to the house, right? So it seems as if before the driver could get to the house, the 2 guys blocked him in, tracked him down, blocked him in, and proceeded to assault him. So let's rewind and make sure we're getting all the details here, because we don't want to make a full assumption. We don't want to assume anything. Let's make sure we get all the details that they're reporting, so we can base our hypothesis based on what they're reporting and not just something we made up. All right, let's start back right here.
we just got to take.
All right, Stephanie. So the driver was about a block away from where that package was set to be delivered. Okay. So the question tonight is, what was inside of that box? What was getting delivered? Well, we went to the home and no one answered. We also reached.
All right, so no one answered the home, which that's not surprising to me. No one answered the home, which I don't know. I have my thoughts, but I'm going to save it for now. Listen.
Out to MPD and have not gotten a response. It's a quiet Monday in this Whitehaven neighborhood, but this report, tracked down by your news leader, tells a different story. Memphis police say Martez Rogers and Major Hunt are now charged with allegedly beating a UPS driver on his route on Hancock Drive. The package was set to be delivered on Goodhaven, half a mile away. But before the driver could make it there, police say he was blocked in, pistol whipped, and strangled as the 2 men demanded the package.
Strangled.
It's one of those things where, you just got to take extra precautions, and drivers have to take extra precautions.
Last year, after multiple UPS, FedEx, and Amazon delivery drivers were targets of bold thieves caught on camera.
Yep, I remember that when it happened, and I remember the other one where they blocked in the UPS package car. I remember both of those, actually.
WREG captured many FedEx trucks being closely shadowed by security vehicles. At that time, UPS said they were not using private security guards.
It's really hurting the businesses. And when I mean business.
Yeah, private security guards is, man, super expensive. I mean, it shouldn't have to be like that where we have to hire private security guards for the package car. That's just ridiculous. Just for delivery cars in general. Private security is crazy. All right, let's keep going.
I mean, the UPSs, the FedExes, and they're not going to want to deliver to certain areas, and it's going to make it's going to be a barrier for people trying to get their packages on time.
All right, so let's back up a little bit because I have another piece, another thing I want to talk about as far as those areas in which there's a lot of crime, and UPS or FedEx may, or even Amazon may choose not to deliver at these certain areas, right? So we'll get to that in a minute, but let's back up. So I have a lot of questions here. Obviously, I have a lot of questions, and my questions derive around, were these people related to where the package was going? Did they have insight or information or intel on the package? Were they tracking the package? Was like a fraud situation where they trying to get one particular package off of the car and then claim that it was stolen or something, right? So they can get two packages. Like, what was in the package, and how did they know, in order to target and narrow it down to one package and resort to violence and strangulation? I mean, they beat the driver and they strangled him. And so my questions is like, okay, were the recipients, were they in on this, or were they the recipients? Or, was the driver resistant and said, hey, look, I can't get you the package right now, and they got upset and decided to resort to violence? So, like I said, I have a lot of questions because the home in which the package was supposed to go to, they're not answering the door. Of course, they're not cooperating. And so I have a lot of questions. And the question that I asked for this video, are we safe? As UPS drivers in general, as delivery drivers in general, are we safe in these streets? Because when stuff like this happens, we all kind of like, we sit back and we're like, whoa, like what went wrong? Or, wow, is the driver okay? Or, wow, what happened? How did they know? Did somebody tip them off? I mean, or is this just random? I find it hard to believe, and this is just me. I find it hard to believe it was just a random act of violence, just because they focused on one particular package, and it just so happened to be a block. I think she said either a block or a mile away from the house. So I'm really not buying it, the fact that it's random violence. And I'm not saying that they're saying it's random violence, but I'm not believing that it's random violence if someone's going to say, it's just random violence. Just seems a little fishy to me. It definitely seems a little fishy to me, and it's unfortunate that this driver had to suffer through this. And look, I had a supervisor back in the day, and I say back in the day, this was maybe 9 or 10 years ago, and he was taking packages out on a Saturday to a driver. He was a supervisor, and he didn't have anything in the package car, like 2 packages maybe, and he was robbed at gunpoint. They took his wallet, took his cell phone, stuff like that, and he wasn't right for a while. I mean, they didn't hit him or strangle him or anything, but they just threatened to shoot him, and he wasn't right for a while. So he took a leave of absence, as he should have, and he was out for a minute. He was out for a while. I couldn't imagine being in that situation and living with the effects afterwards, trying to come back to work, being okay enough to get on the car and drive again, and try not to think about what actually happened. But I have questions. This looks fishy. And you can't tell me that this was just random. I'm sorry. And then the people not answering, I mean, she might go to the house and it'd be one of the guys. Of course they're arrested now, but I'm just saying, like, if they were involved, of course they're not going to answer the door. People in these types of neighborhoods, they don't cooperate. Even if they weren't involved, they're not going to cooperate. They see the media show up or police show up, like they're not really trying to talk to anybody. And that's sad just in itself. But yeah, so let me back up just a little bit and we'll finish.
On time. It's gonna make it's gonna be a barrier for people. not going to want to deliver to certain areas, and it's going to make it's going to be a barrier for people trying to get their packages on time.
All right, so to that point right there, we have at least one area I know for sure in my facility, actually in my center that we service, that is one street and it's a whole bunch of apartments on it, and it's not in a good part of the city. In fact, that street is laced with apartments. People live there, I get it, but it's a high crime area and your package is not safe at all, And so we have that area in my center. And it's funny because, you'll get customers call in and they'll say, well, I'm not getting my package. Right. And so, our representative will say, well, we don't deliver that area. You're going to have to pick it up over here, or you're going to have to make other arrangements or whatnot. Right. And so because our drivers are at risk, their safety is at risk, and we can't take the chance. Your package probably going to get stolen. Our driver don't feel comfortable even during the daytime. Like, I remember when we used to service that area, they would tell the drivers like, hey, look, get those apartments off in the daytime, because once it gets dark, you're not trying to be out there when it gets dark, right? So eventually it came to a point to where we just stopped delivering altogether. I'm not sure where those packages go, but a few conversations I overheard with our representatives, along with the people that lives in that area, they're like, well, I need to get my package. I need to get this. I need to get that. Like, and they wasn't understanding that, look, we're at risk. We're going in your neighborhood and we're not taking a chance. But people understand where they live, for the most part. And of course, I'm sure people understand, or those people understood that it's not a good area in which you just want to be, walking around in an apartment complex at night and think it's going to be safe. They understand, but at the same time, I get it. They still want their packages. So, it's a bad situation. It hurts everybody. It hurts the carrier. It hurts the drivers. It hurts the customers. It's just not good for anybody. All right. I think that's all. Let me see what else they had to say.
Stephanie, Greg, so in this case, both men are due back in court here tomorrow. Of course, we also reached out to UPS, and they said they have no information to share at this time. For News Leader in Memphis, Shay Simon, WREG News, Channel 3.
All right, hope they can put a stop to that, Shay.
Okay, so you hear what he said? I hope they can put a stop to it. Y'all know. A stop to what? Crime? A stop to what? People want to take advantage of a situation. They know people are vulnerable. They know UPS drivers not carrying weapons. We're gonna be careful with our words. Not carrying weapons. They understand that, and so that's why they feel comfortable running up, demanding a package, demanding a wallet, demanding a cell phone, and say, I want that package, and if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna do this. And even if you do give it to me, I'm gonna still do this. Like, it's not gonna stop. Crime gonna always be crime. It's gonna always happen, especially in these types of areas. And I'm not saying the area is a bad area, but I'm just saying, like, it's gonna happen, and no one, and I repeat, no one is gonna put a stop to it. And it's sad. It's sad that people are gonna always be there to take advantage of situations, especially when they know that they can have the upper hand because they might have a weapon, and it might be two of them. So it's like 2 against 1, and they know you're not carrying stuff. So it's like, I can't stand it. When I first watched this video, like, I was just like, yo, the people really out here doing these things, right? And so I think about my old supervisor when it happened to him, and he didn't get strangled, none of that, but he was scared, and most people would be, after something like that. So hey, let me know what you guys think. Have y'all heard of this story? It just happened. I believe the actual event happened last month, but they just reported on it I believe they just reported on it like maybe 2 days ago, but it actually happened in January, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's see. Let's come back over here. Let's jump into the chat. All right, Nick said, did y'all hear about the 4-year-old girl, the 4-year-old that got hit and killed in Ohio? Yes, I did hear about it. I was briefed on it the morning after. So I was briefed on it Tuesday morning because I believe it did happen on Monday. So yes, I was briefed on it Tuesday morning. I was given some details, and then, I was given limited details on Tuesday morning. Then Tuesday night, I'm on YouTube and I find the actual story, and I got more details. Very sad, very unfortunate. And I do plan on talking to my group. Well, I talked to my group about it yesterday morning, the details that I knew. And so I am planning on talking to my group about, all the details that I know on Friday. So we don't get caught up in a situation like that, because it's sad for everybody. It's sad for the family. It's sad for, obviously, the kid lost their life. It's sad for the family. It's sad for the driver. It's sad for the driver group. It's sad for the management group. It's sad for the other drivers in the building. It's just sad for everybody. And everybody's affected. And I tell all my drivers, I'm like, look, God forbid something was to happen to one of us, or even a member of our family. It doesn't matter. It affects all of us. It affects everybody. Because guess what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell my wife what happened to my buddy. And, I'm going to tell her. I'm going to tell my kids. It affects the other drivers too. They're going to go home and tell their significant others and their kids. And they're going to be so thankful it didn't happen to them. But it affects everybody. And then you go to work, you don't see that person. It's just bad. So I pray for everybody that's involved. And I was talking to one of my fellow drivers today. He's another, he's also a safety co-chair like myself, and was having a conversation. I had a crash maybe like 8 years ago. I think it was 8 years ago. And yeah, I told him his story today. And I had a crash where I was at a customer location, a business location, and they had one of those landscape boulders, right? Like on a curb. And I just turned too sharp and I bumped it, and it kind of rolled about 5 feet, right? I left a scratch on side of the package car. And so I call it in, say, hey, look, I turned too sharp. I hit the landscape boulder. The customer there was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. But I said, no, I got to call it in. And so, of course, they wrote it up and everything. And, I was back to work the next day. No harm, no foul. But I'm going to tell you, for the 2 weeks after that crash, I was messed up. And I told my buddy today, I was messed up those 2 weeks after that crash. I was driving like I was a new driver out of driver's ed. Like I was doing everything extra. I was taking my time. I was going slow through my progressions. It was like I was nervous. I was paranoid. And so I referenced that story, to my colleague today, letting him know I couldn't imagine being that driver that ran over and killed that kid. So I was nerved up over a rock I hit. Didn't even hurt anybody. So I couldn't imagine being that driver. I don't know if that was me. I'm not sure if I'm driving again. That would mess me up. And I don't think none of us know how we would feel until we actually in that situation. And that's why I wanted to do this live tonight. I wanted to share this story with you guys, with these people out here robbing people, strangling people over a package. And so you possibly, could take somebody's life over a package when, one mistake, one of us is gone, right? And so I wanted to bring that story, and then I wanted to tell y'all about the situation in my center as it relates to this story and what I experienced over the years, because bringing the awareness, I mean, we always could say, oh, well, when it happened, we don't talk about it. But what about when it happens somewhere else? And, I think we should talk about it, because we don't want it to happen to one of our own, even though this is one of our own. When it's closer to home, it definitely affects people more, a lot more, whole lot more. Oh yeah, but that crash messed me up. I hit a freaking rock. And even my supervisor, he laughed. He's like, man, how you hit a rock? I said, man, look, I know. I turned sharp. It was a tight parking lot. I turned too sharp and I hit it, and that sucker rolled over. All right, so Richard said drivers and driver suits are packing iron these days because of situations like this. Yeah, I don't know that to be true. But, I guess so. Wait, at FedEx or at UPS? I mean, hey, that's a whole nother, yeah, that's a whole nother situation. We're not going to talk too much about weapons here, but all I'm gonna say is that, I have my license, and you know, if you're in a situation where you have to use that thing, it's over. It's over. Like of course you don't want to have to, but at the same time, like once you're in a situation where you feel like you got to pull it out, it's over. It's over for somebody. And so, people obviously gonna do what they feel like they have to do. But if that's what it has come to, it's over. Straight up. All right, so Richard, do you work at UPS, or are so it's kind of like a wild accusation though. Because let me tell you this, let's say if I was packing, and we know what I'm talking about, at work, one, I'm not telling anybody, all right? And two, if I told you, Richard, I'd be damned you tell somebody else, especially on the internet. And I know you're not mentioning names, but that's kind of wild though. So I saw the light, said how they getting them through. I mean, okay, Richard, you retired from, oh yeah, that's right. You retired from package card. So if somebody told you that, if somebody did tell you that, they not smart. So I mean, we can assume, but if somebody said, "Hey, I'm doing this," I think they're not moving smart at all. Because if I was doing something like that, if I was, I would not, one, I wouldn't tell anybody, retired or not retired. Yeah, I wouldn't tell anybody because I wouldn't want that person to, let everybody know so I could be on the investigation. Because the thing is, if you are doing that, and let's say, God forbid, something was to happen, it's over. If you got, even if you got to pull it out, and let's say you don't use it, it's still over. So I'm not sure. Um, like I get it in my personal life, like that's one thing, but if I'm doing it at work, if I'm those people, I'm not saying anything. I mean, they might not be the smartest people telling people to, because anybody could say anything, Anybody could say anything. But, you know, we could have the conversation about, hey, you know, do drivers need it? Would it be effective? I mean, you know, you're probably going to get a mixed bag of opinions, right? But at the same time, it's just like, I've been through training. I'm licensed. I know exactly what to do. And I know what exactly I should be doing when certain things happen, right? But at the same time, it's just like, it's always last resort. And like I said, if you have it and you're in that situation, it's over. And so you could kiss certain things goodbye if you caught in that situation. Which, of course, if you don't have it, you could, you know, it could still be over. I get it, but you know, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, you know, I get it. Like I've seen some centers in Florida, like they just walk up, like they just park and walk up to the center. You know, I was just like, yeah, I got a video that I'm about to drop that'll kind of give you guys a glimpse of my building. It's freaking like, and if anybody in here work in my facility, y'all know it's about a half a mile. If you park, it's about a half a mile to get into the center. It's a long ways. The parking lot's huge. The walkway from the guard shack over to inside the building is long. You know, you fall asleep walking because it's so damn long, right? So, but yeah, I do know some facilities that, or you park, you might put your uniform shirt on, and then you take like 20 steps and you're in the office getting your diet. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I do see that. And so, yeah, you're right. Um, but, you know, for centers that don't have security, I mean, we still can't assume that just because they don't have security, that those guys, you know, have certain things on them. You know, I'm just saying. Now, like I said, if somebody told you that, they probably not that smart. But you know, I mean, we can't assume, but we probably shouldn't. I mean, just because like everybody is not willing to do that, regardless of how dangerous it is. You know, but yeah, it's getting bad out here though. Like it's getting pretty bad out here. It kind of sucks that you would have to consider bringing those items to work, or at least trying to get one in, or you know, like some places it's harder than others, you know. But it's bad when you have to always look over your shoulder and hope nothing happens. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, we got X-ray. Oh yeah, so I saw the light. We have X-ray machines and metal detectors too, but you know, the metal detectors work, the X-ray machine works, but as far as like the security checking outside of those two devices is really not that good. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not as thorough as you would believe, because we have a lot of people working my facility, a lot of people, and it's just not enough security guards. It's just not enough security guards. There's so many people coming through, you know, back and forth, you know, on both sides. You know, it's a lot. But yeah. And I mean, in my building, if you take down the security to walking in and out, you know, let's just say you let everybody, because we got a 400 car, I'm in a 400 car facility. If you take out the security, the guard shack, and just allow people just to park and walk in, I'm not sure what percentage of people are actually going to bring those things to work. Like I don't know. Um, because ultimately, like I said, if you get caught up in a situation, it's over. Melee Pro, you say you have your own route at UPS. It's so annoying that they keep cutting your route. Why? Shoot, that's a regular thing. Is it a bid route, or is it just a split car? Yeah, I got you, Nick. I got you, Nick. Nick said he carries every day. Mm, okay. So is your bid route, so Melee Pro, is your route a bid route or is it a split card? Because if it's a split card, they cut it all they want. If it's a bid route, is it normally cut? Is it a Monday through Friday route? So is it Monday through Friday? Or what day do they cut it? Or how many days a week have they been cutting it? Or is that more cutting than it was, say, last year? Let me know. El Baracho, which UPS? I'm in Willowbrook. Yeah, if they're starting to cut it a lot more, especially if they're starting to cut it a lot more than say like this time last year, I would definitely grieve it. Um, yeah, but if it's like if they cut it the same way they've been cutting it, like if it's the same amount of cuts as it's been, I wouldn't have took the route. I mean, you can still grieve it, but um, yeah, like Nick said, they might stop cutting it or they might not cut it as much. But if they was already cutting it before you got it, I wouldn't have got it. But now that you already have it, then but if they cutting it more than let's say this time last year, you definitely need to do something about that. Yep. You gotta do something. Might do the paperwork. Yeah, El Baracho. This is my first time seeing you here. Where you from? I'm at the Willowbrook Hub in the Houston area. So if you're just getting in here, we went over this video. I probably should play it again. See, we'll play it again for everybody who missed it. Yeah, we could do that. We could play it again. Let's see. Let's get her back up.
Crime alert, a UPS driver followed and beaten. It happened last month in Whitehaven, and tonight 2 men are in jail facing multiple charges. That's where we find our Shay Simon. And Shay, you found out this was all over a package that was set to be delivered that day.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie. So the driver was about a block away from where that package was set to be delivered. So the question tonight is, what was inside of that box? What was getting delivered? Well, we went to the home and no one answered. We also reached out to MPD and have not gotten a response. It's a quiet Monday in this Whitehaven neighborhood, but this report, tracked down by your news leader, tells a different.
Okay, so let's see. Memphis police. The officers arrived and spoke to the victim. The victim was unable to give a complete detail of the incident. The victim stated he had been followed by a male black in an unknown vehicle asking to retrieve a package. Okay, so they followed him. The victim stated he was unable to retrieve the package due to his location in the truck. Okay, so a little more details. The victim stated the male black continued to follow the victim. The victim stated he was eventually able to get the package and gave the package to the male black. The victim stated in the male black did have the tracking number for the package. Oh, okay, a little more details. Okay, so the suspect had the tracking number for the package. So at first, the driver said, hey, I can't find the package, which, if you're a driver, a past or present, that, you're not always able to find stuff, right? So he said, hey, I can't find the package, which the driver probably was like, you know what? I know you have the tracking number, but I don't know if this is your package. They didn't say anything about ID. So they blurted out the names, right? So Then so the suspect, they followed the driver, even though the driver said, hey, I can't find it. And then so I guess eventually the driver was like, hey, look, all right, I found it. He was able to find the package eventually and gave the package to the suspect. The victim stated the male black did have the tracking number for the package. The driver stated the address listed for the package was and addressed to. So I'm guessing it's somebody different from who the male black was, right? The victim stated he was in front of blank when an unknown vehicle blocked his UPS truck. The victim stated two male blacks approached him, stating they wanted the package. The suspect stated the victim gave the package to the wrong person. The victim stated the suspect pistol whipped him several times about his head and strangled him. The victim stated he did lose consciousness. Officers noted swelling and cuts around the victim's face and head. The victim stated the suspects did not take any packages off the truck. The victim was unable to give additional information on this incident at this time. Okay, so he went to the hospital with non-critical injuries. So it's a bizarre story because it seems as if, let me make sure I read this right. I don't know why they said that he gave the package to the wrong person. Well, the guy asked for the package and he gave it to him. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Let's keep going.
Story. Memphis police say Martez Rogers and Major Hunt are now charged with allegedly beating a UPS driver on his route on Hancock Drive. The package was set to be delivered on Good Haven, half a mile away. But before the driver could make it there, police say he was blocked in, pistol whipped, and strangled as the two men demanded the package.
It's one of those things where, we just got to take extra precautions, and drivers have to take extra precautions.
Last year, after multiple UPS, FedEx, and Amazon.
Yeah, look at this guy. I guess they wanted to include this guy, but yeah, man, get your dog. And why you got the leash long on your dog like that, man? Man, get your dog, man. I mean, I know they put you on a news story, but a pit bull ran out on me. Well, I'll tell y'all about that later. Let's keep going.
Amazon delivery drivers were targets of
this.
bold thieves caught on camera. WREG captured many FedEx trucks being closely shadowed by security vehicles. At that time, UPS said they were not using private security guards.
It's really hurting the businesses.
Too much money.
And when I mean businesses, I mean, the UPSs, the FedExes, and they're not going to want to deliver to certain areas. And it's going to make it's going to be a barrier for people trying to get their packages on time.
Yeah, shut it down. If you live in a bad area, look, these companies are going to shut it down and you're going to just have to move. If you want your stuff, you're going to have to move. I'm sorry. I mean, look, if they're taking your rims off your car, if you're waking up in the morning, your car's on bricks, and I'm not saying this neighborhood is that way, but if you're waking up in the morning, your car's on bricks, then, your package is probably not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get home from work and, they're going to take the package and the damn doormat. They're going to take everything. They're going to probably take your doorknob too. But look, you might have to move. If you want to get your package, you might have to move or get them sent somewhere else. I mean, get them sent to your job or something like that. But yeah, man. Yeah, this is a sad story. I hope the driver be all right, man. Oh, man. Social security checks. Richard said $2,400 to $2,550 if you start collecting at 62. That's a nice little check, man. That's a nice little check. Put that along with your pension and then whatever you got in your 401k once you start taking that out. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got a buddy. He retired, like 2 years ago. Yeah, he might be watching this too. But yeah, let's say his pension was around 35, 34, 35, and I think his insurance was like 350 or something like that. Yeah, so Richard, you 60. I know you probably told me this on the last live. Yeah, so how long you been retired? I feel like you already told me, but I probably forgot. I probably forgot. Like I say, guys, the second tier, the second tier memberships, right, is at $4.99. Right, it's $4.99 a month. We have perks in there for the $4.99 a month, and for 48 hours only. So today, tomorrow, and we'll close it down on Friday night. You sign up for the second tier, and I throw in a bricked out shirt. All right, we have black, white, and brown. His shirt is $20 plus shipping, but you don't pay for it. Right, so if you was going to get a shirt anyway, you might as well sign up for the second tier and get the shirt for free and free shipping. I'll ship it to you for free. So for 48 hours only, sign up for that second tier. You get your bricked out shirt. Next week, we're most likely going to do a special for the hoodies. But for now, the second tier. Tier 1, it starts at 99 cents a month. Very cheap. And there's perks in there as well. All right. Link is in the description of this video. Check out the perks for the memberships. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We appreciate everybody for being here. I'm looking for my guy Carter. Where my guy Carter at? I don't know. He must be sleeping already. Okay, Richard say coming up to 6 years. Oh man, yeah, you living a good life right now. Sure, how your knees feeling? We talked about knees last week. How your knees feeling? I had a couple people reply to those videos, giving like little health tips or little pointers, like to keep those knees feeling good over the years. It's some pretty good stuff. Y'all check that video out. In the comments, a lot of people was giving advice to kind of keep your knees intact. How much you paying for the insurance? It's like around $300-$400. Oh, your knees are killing you. Man, I forgot what that was. This one person said to take, I don't know if it was oral medication or was it an injection or was it a balm or some type of cream. I can't remember what it was. It was like I don't know. I have to look at the other videos in the comments. It was saying like it'll work pretty good. So yeah. Yeah, hold on, guys. Yeah, we back. Yeah, we back. We're back. We're back. Yeah, so it's sad about the 4-year-old, passing away. I was gonna cover that story, but it really wasn't the news story. It really wasn't nothing. It wasn't. And plus, it was sad. Like I don't want to do anything that sad. Like we know about it. We have to learn from it, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But it was pretty sad. But yeah, the news story, it wasn't much. It was just like, The driver was in a cul-de-sac, and they believe that the driver had stopped. And I'm thinking the driver was either right after a delivery or they were turning around in the cul-de-sac, but they were in a stop position. And then at a time between, sometime between the driver stopping and the driver looking up and taking off, a kid, was in a wagon, and it came in front of the package car, and the driver, took off, and then, that was what happened. So that's the only thing that the news said. They didn't say anything else. That was the only details. But yeah, it's a pretty sad story. My condolences to the family, to the drivers in the area, to the driver that actually got into it, and everybody that works with them, the family, it's just sad for everybody. It's sad for everybody. The insurance is $200 a month for the retiree, in addition to $200 for the rest of your family. That might be $400 a month. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. You know what? I told this story. I got a buddy that was trying to get the coverage that we have through private insurance because he retired from his job. Not UPS, is a different company, and he was trying to get the coverage like we have, the strong PPO coverage, and he has a family of 3, and they quoted him like almost $4,000 a month. It's like $3,800. It's a crazy number. It's a crazy number. A family of 3. But yeah, insurance is crazy. But yeah, $400 a month. That sounds like a really good deal, and the same coverage. So obviously, we all know the coverage is really, really good. Yep. So I have some more videos. We're not going to cover tonight, but I want to go over them. So we're looking to be back here on Friday. So I have 2 videos I want to go over on Friday, and see what you guys think. And in the meantime, we find other stuff. We'll put it on the deck. We'll stack it, and we'll deliver it to you guys. And we'll appreciate every one of you for being here. Thanks for tuning in. If you got here late, just replay it. All right. Just replay it. We talk about the 2 guys that got arrested in Memphis for beating up the UPS guy over a package. It's a bizarre story, but it's a crazy world we're living in. I just hope we don't see a lot of this, because it's sad. And thankfully, the driver's okay and able to live and to tell us about it. And the 2 men are arrested, and hopefully they get justice. So I just hate to see it. Thank you, everybody. I saw the light. Richard, Nick, Carter, everybody's in here. If you like the stream, go ahead and hit that like button for us on your way out, and share it if you can. And we'll see you on the next one. All right. Bomb Squad, salute. Breakdown Media. We out.